Good morning, y'all. It is September 16th, 2017. I'm sitting outside the barbershop waiting for Steve to get here so I can get cleaned up a little bit. Excuse me. Eating my breakfast. So I hung out with my friend. So I was watching a YouTube video from Brother Sanchez. If y'all don't know who that is, definitely check out his page. He's got a lot of information about ancient philosophy, religion. He goes over a lot of various stuff. Talks about stuff going on in the news and just everything, really. I was watching a video of his talking about how sound and music, how it influences your mind, how almost works as like a sort of language, or I guess language is the best term I could come up with right now. That speaks to your mind and elicits certain responses. So the example that he was talking about was how the first instrument was the drum, and how they used to play the deep bass drums, the big bass drums, in preparation for battle to elicit the response from the body of, heightened strength, aggression, fearlessness, things like that. So, he's saying they'll play these drums or whatever and get all the way turned up and basically hawk out on each other, And then so he was talking about you can prove to yourself that this works by if you just think about, their music. He was talking about some examples was Lil Jon and the East Side Boys. I can remember a few times where, we'll put on a little Scrappy at a party and just wild out. I remember one party I went in my dude's cupboards and took the dishes out and just threw the mugs outside for no real reason. This is my homie, I love this dude. But, you know what I'm saying? I was drunk and, that's the music came on and, it put me in a certain mood or state of mind at that time. So yeah, he was talking about, Lil Jon, 3 6 Mafia, and then even, East Coast rap G Unit and fucking DMX, shit like that. So, So I was thinking about this, and it's funny, I was just talking to my homie the other day. Shout out to Dallas Jones, Hire the Hitman. If any of my friends out there that are musicians, rappers, songwriters, whatever. He makes some pretty dope beats. So check him out on SoundCloud, and I'll try to put a link to his sites in the description. Anyway, we was chilling, and I don't know how it got brought up, but we always have some pretty dope conversations. We started talking about like all the violence going on in the black community, and all the chaos in the world right now. And we were talking about what we thought like the causes were or whatever. And one of the things that got brought up was the music. And so like we're sitting there chilling and listening, and we'll start talking about that. And I brought up the fact that if you listen to the radio, listen to these songs, the number one, like the most used word that you'll hear is I. Like it's always about me. It's always about I, what I can do, what I got, shit like that. And hold on. Alright, so you listen to these songs, you hear the word I over and over and over, or a reference to the first person. You know what I'm saying? A reference to the self, and then the lyrics. You know what I'm saying? The lyrics are always setting up like the condition of competition. You know what I'm saying? Like it's always about how the individual is better than all the other individuals, and it's about like what one individual will do to another individual to maintain that status or to ensure that status. Whether that be buying the newest Benz, or at the bar the longest, drinking the most drinks, getting the most fucked up, or robbing, the drug man or whoever the fuck, or, killing all my enemies and shit like that. So, if you put this together, you've got, the most prominent part of the songs nowadays, especially, is the bass, is the deep, low, that knock, that slump, the 808, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the part that people like the most, and it's the most prominent part of the songs, and if you look at the genres, it's across damn near all genres. Like, I don't know about bluegrass or fucking too much country, to be 100% honest with you, but I hear it in pretty much every other contemporary popular, I guess you could say, popular genre right now. You've got the bass, which Brother Sanchez talked about how that elicits the aggression in the individual, preparing you for battle. So you got that, getting you in a mood to basically fuck something up. Plus you got the lyrics saying I. So you're fucking aiming that at yourself, and then also it's telling you all these ways that you can make it happen. So like it's almost like a complete battle plan, but the target is yourself and people that look like you, or you know what I mean, or whoever you you assume as a threat, but the main target, the main word is I. So I was thinking about it, like it's kind of crazy how that works, how it's set up. And when I was talking to Dallas, I was like, it needs to be more songs that talk about we and us, like the collective. You know, if excuse me, you know, I don't think it's a coincidence that the music is tuned for war or whatever. I think that kind of indicates the time we're in. The fact that is what we prefer. That's what we feel like is cool. I think that's kind of indicative. Um, but the target isn't clear. So, if more music that talks about, consciousness and, is trying to band us together, I feel like it's a good thing. And so, like, I kind of feel like people are becoming more and more aware of the system and the injustices and, you know, a lot of the negative, more esoteric aspects of our society. I think music like that is going to become more and more popular. Um, and, you know, there's already a whole list of artists that, identify with the indigo movement, that whole movement, and like the drug culture, and not not so much the intoxication aspects of it, but more so the um, revelatory nature of it. Um, weed's becoming more popular, so people are kind of on a certain frequency almost. Um, which I don't necessarily think any of this is bad. I am a firm believer that good and bad, good and evil is dependent on the context. Um, Words are just tools, and the only difference between a tool and a weapon is, you know, which end the business end is facing. You know what I'm saying? If you a knife, think about a knife. If you're using a knife to cut a steak with the blade pointing away from you, then the knife is a tool. But if someone else is facing the blade at you, that knife is a weapon. It's the same with these words that we use. So, um, I don't know. I don't think that the music is necessarily building building us. I mean, it definitely is connecting us because of the culture. But I think that it could be just as powerful a tool of assembly towards evolution, towards progress, towards a greater cohesiveness. Um, this is crossing all boundaries right now, as far as the classical socio political system. White kids are listening to this stuff just like black kids, and they're listening to it together. Um, Asian kids are listening to this stuff just like black kids, just like white kids. Like this, the hip hop culture, the black culture right now is the 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 biggest influencer right now. And I mean, you could probably argue that it's always been that way, but I don't know if it's ever been as all encompassing as far as human beings go, you know? So, I think it's important that we, I mean, it's definitely good that this is getting us talking to each other. I think that's the main thing that needs to happen. But I think that it's even more important that um, that just that we're aware of how important and how powerful a tool the music is, and for us to be aware that of the ways that it's been used against us and the ways that we can use it to our benefit. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm still outside this damn barbershop. I actually been here for probably damn near 45 minutes. And Steve ain't here. So next time you see me, I'll probably still look like this. My bad. Hope y'all have a good day, great weekend, and talk to you again soon. Peace.